Hey everyone, in this video we're going to do this. We're going to curve text around the top and the bottom of our little kind of badge here. It's easy to do. Let me show you how. All right, curving text is easy. Let's grab the type tool. So hit T on your keyboard and type in free popcorn. Okay, I'm going to zoom a little bit, and with it selected, okay, go to effects, and just down the bottom here it says curve. Look, done. And all you do is drag this left and right. Okay, so the more you drag it to the right, the more curved it becomes. Okay, and if you drag it all the way kind of back to this middle part, it's basically flat until, if you keep going, whoop, okay, it curves it the other way around. Okay, so it curves it from the top. Now, a couple little tips for doing curved text is the first one is that you can actually drag. My advice is, the short answer is just use this slider. I really want to, it feels quite disconnected. I really want to kind of mess around with it over here. Problem with dragging the corners here is that the font size changes, but so does the circle. And you end up chasing your tail going like, I want the circle bigger, but then I want the font smaller. But then now the circle is smaller. They're kind of attached. So get the font size you want. I want it at about 20. I'm going to type in 20. Okay. And then I'm going to play with this curve slider over here. It's just easier that way. I'm going to get you to be you. Other tips. Don't do that, Dan. All right, let's grab the curve. Want the curve to be bigger. Probably want the font size to be bigger as well. So do them separately. Do the font size, then play around with the curve. Get it in the right position. So one of the other tips when you are dealing with this kind of like badge style logo thing is that lowercase and uppercase, this kind of title case style up the top here, is a pain in the butt. It doesn't work very well. It doesn't look quite right. It's mainly because of this. See this descender? We talked about them earlier. That's an ascender, kind of pops up above the middle here. That one's a bit higher. That's the only one low. It makes it hard to line up. If you're finding it's looking kind of weird, just go through with your type. I can't see my cases up there. I'm going to close down this to make it a bit bigger. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and say uppercase, please. Things just work better when it's all uppercase. The other thing you can do with text here, okay, is go into your text. And over here, actually, no, let's go to this one here called spacing. And if you can't see it along the top here because your screen's not big enough, remember with the text selected, just go there and say spacing wise, then go spacing wise. Okay, letter spacing, something you probably need to mess around with something like this, okay, where it says badge. You want to make it kind of wrap, you want to make it still legible. The last thing is that if you want a line like at the top here, so free popcorn, I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger. There we go. But you want a line down the bottom as well. You want free popcorn. I'm going to have all day like you saw at the beginning there. They're actually just two separate boxes. You can't do it all in one go. You can't say, all right, popcorn, enter all day. Can you see it just adds it to the same text block? So I'm going to undo that. And what I'm going to do is just copy and paste this. So I've got two of them. Okay. And I'm going to change the text to all day. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my effects. And that is, 63? Come on, Dan, you can read. Just change it to -63 instead of dragging it. Okay, and it's kind of like the opposite. It's the same kind of like curve, but the opposite of what you had. And then lastly, for me, okay, I want to add a kind of a circle around the background. So I'm going to go elements. I'm going to go to find my shapes. You might have to go to seal. I'm going to click on the circle because I can see it. Okay, and I'm going to go you there. And the only problem is the layers. Who remembers where the layers are? Hands up. You got it, position. Okay, and then go to layers. And I'm just going to go, you need to be behind the popcorn. Nothing lines up, Dan. Don't worry. We'll do that in the next video. But we got there, right? I'm just going to drag it for the moment. We've got curve at the top, at the bottom. Make sure it's uppercase. Things are just easier that way. And if you needed to go to the top and the bottom separately, that is two separate text boxes with the curve effect applied. All right, that's it. I will see you in the next video.